Greetings everyone and welcome back to more Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We're going to bring in our new fourth team member. Hulk was kind of a bust in that last one, but at least we got some quippy snarks from Captain America, and especially with Iron Man fighting Crimson Dynamo. So I was thinking, maybe Luke Cage, because, new Luke Cage show came out, but he's really not good in this game at all. I was really looking at Ms. Marvel. She's got some really cool stuff. I might bring Dr. Doom. I haven't quite decided yet. Venom looks fun. I was kind of wanting to do something for Atlantis. Doom would probably be a good choice, but I've never really messed with it. I mean, and I was looking at Colossus. He's basically Hulk before they put Hulk in the game, and I'm like, alright, what? Hawkeye is just too overpowered. Cyclops is dumb. No. Blade looks kind of fun, but There's other characters that are like Blade but better, like Deadpool. Ghost Rider's kind of boring. Doctor Strange is just meh. I'm still not going to mess with Moon Knight. So you know what? We're going to go with frickin' Spider-Woman. Now check out the stuff that this dude can do. Hold on, let me bring Hulk back in. I got to get his gear off of him.
The Hulk.
Just unequip. And put that on. Why not? Alright, so we're going to give Spider-Woman to the goods.
Spider-Woman.
She's got a lot of energy stuff, right? It's all like energy damage. Yeah, everything is energy damage with her. So, we need something that's going to buff energy attacks. And the thing I'm thinking of is this. White Ring of the Mandarin. Oh, you're keeping Spider's Bite. You guys keep your stuff. Okay, so nobody's going to use the Norn Stones right now. So you know what? I'll put it back on Fury.
Colonel Nick Fury.
You take that. But,
Spider-Woman.
It's not so much... I've never really used her. I've always been interested in the Spider-Woman. I don't know why. But her classic outfit is actually pretty freaking good. She's very different. She's actually the medic of the game. Check this out. Metabolic Aura. It's just a buffer. Surround Spider-Woman with a healing aura that will also heal all allies that come into range. And it lasts for time. Attract is kind of fun, but it just basically turns her into a tank, which she is not. That's kind of good, I guess. No. I won't be doing the other thing. Ensnare. Ensnare's kind of cool. Venom Blast, I'm probably going to use Venom Blast, but I kind of like this. I'm curious about that move. Okay, so this is going on there, that's going here, and then my charge attack is on the B button. But this weaves a bioelectric web that will break, causing heavy damage, energy damage, and has a chance to turn enemies into allies for a time. Once time expires, the enemies affected will instantly be killed. So for 10 seconds, those enemies will fight by my side. And then but there's a 28% chance that it'll hit. I think that's pretty good. Now we're gonna give her some stuff. You know what? Screw it. Let's just max it out. I got plenty of money. See, I just blew. I blew half my money. But hey, she's got 10% all resistance, plus 15% energy damage. She's pretty fucking good. And she has flight. Yeah, Spider-Woman can fly. So. Let me check out my team thing. Ooh, I got buffs. Yeah, we'll add that. An extra slot always comes in handy. Team tactics. Momentum is good. No. Need that. Alright, we'll do that. That way we got extra damage. We got an extra slot in the team. Now, who do we want to add to the roster? I'm thinking Spider-Woman, just because, but I think I want to add Hawkeye to this team. No. Maybe Doom? Actually, I want to add Sabretooth. That will come in handy later on. Trust me, guys. And Spider-Woman is in no way related to Spider-Man. They just so happen to have the same kind of thing. Spider-Woman's weird. She basically has like pheromones that attract men a lot.
Affirmative.
Sure.
Alright, so if we're running around here, Deadpool takes lead.
Well done on the Omega mission. Will you have the same success in Atlantis?
We'll do our best, Colonel Fury. Why does S.H.I.E.L.D. have an outpost near Atlantis?
S.H.I.E.L.D.'s directive is to keep the world peace. To do that, we have to monitor the activities of every major civilization.
What would the Atlanteans do if they discovered the outpost?
I'm sure they wouldn't be too happy, and that's why they aren't going to find out about it.
Any new information on the Masters of Evil?
We realize now that Doom had no intention of commandeering the helicarrier. They attacked to draw additional security forces there.
And that would leave the Omega base vulnerable.
Correct. The Omega and the experiments it held was their prime objective all along.
How's the Omega base?
Dugan's still trying to sort things out, but apparently the base sustained only minor damage.
Did they locate the rest of the base personnel?
Yes. They've been locked in a cold storage unit on level 3. Aside from some minor cases of frostbite, everyone was fine.
Thank you, Colonel Fury.
You're welcome.
We just received a message from Namorita, the cousin of Namor. Apparently, there is a riot going on in Atlantis.
What's the cause?
Unknown, but for some reason, the Atlanteans have forcibly removed Namor from his throne.
But the Atlanteans love Namor.
Yes, which means something is seriously wrong. See Wyatt when you are ready to go to S.H.I.E.L.D.'s outpost in Atlantis.
Why would the Atlanteans attack Namor?
We do not know. He has been a fair and just ruler for many years. The people love him.
He's pretty headstrong. Maybe he finally went too far.
Perhaps. But Namor has always been kind to his people. There has to be some other explanation for this mass hysteria.
Are the Atlanteans friendly?
When Mer people and surface dwellers first met, there was quite a bit of hostility. There were even several invasion attempts.
But we're allies now, aren't we?
The relationship between our two races is lukewarm at best. The Mer people prefer to keep us at arm's distance.
How will we get around Atlantis?
Once you reach our Atlantis outpost, you will be infected with a special nanotechnology. Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Pym had a hand in developing it.
What's this technology do?
It will allow you to breathe water with no discomfort. You will also be able to move along the bottom of the ocean, as if you were moving on dry land.
That's not necessary. We're going to be swimming the whole time. The Vision needs a decryption module.
My apologies. I should have given it to him as soon as we arrived. Please, take this to him.
Oh, yeah.
You are quite
Okay,
welcome.
so we're going to talk to them. Hup, 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 hup.
Hi, it's good to see you. Do you need something?
What's the mutant amplifier do?
The mutant amplifier vastly augments any mutant's natural power. So a psychic that can lift a book will become powerful enough to lift a bus.
That's incredible.
Yes, but it has some serious side effects. The amplifier causes damage to the DNA of any mutant it's used on.
What will Dr. Doom do with the super soldier serum?
Not much. The serum's only worked on Captain America. There's something very peculiar about his physique. That, plus the doctor who originally developed it, is dead.
But what if Doom uses it in its present form?
he'd wind up with a bunch of muscle-bound beasts, just like you saw in the Omega. They're psychotic, violent, unable to take orders. Not exactly what you'd want from an army.
Thanks, Hank.
It was no problem at all.
Vision.
Welcome, my friend. Do you require information?
Who is Namor?
Namor is the first known hybrid of Homo sapiens and Homo mermanus, humans and merpeople. He can breathe water and air, but if he's away from water too long, he will begin to weaken.
How does he feel about humans?
As with most merpeople, he has an inborn distrust of surface dwellers, and true to his belligerent nature, Namor can take his distrust to the extreme.
Who are the Atlanteans?
The Atlanteans are distant cousins to your race. Having evolved on the ocean floor, it is impossible for them to breathe air.
In what other ways do humans and merpeople differ?
Because they live in the extreme conditions of the ocean, merpeople are very hardy. They are stronger than humans, can swim up to 30 miles per hour, and live to be over 150 years of age.
Thank you, Vision.
I am glad to be of assistance.
Right. We go to the Iron Man lab. It's kind of a hidden area. If you weren't expecting it, you wouldn't be able to get back here. They don't say anything about it. Oh, and let the shenanigans begin once again.
Welcome, and good day to you. I am Edwin Jarvis, personal butler to Mr. Anthony Stark.
For those of you who didn't know, Jarvis is an actual person, not an AI program. They just did it for the movies because, well, they kind of merged Jarvis and Vision into the same person, which is kind of cool.
This area is where Mr. Stark carries out the research and development of his Iron Man suit. As you can imagine, the body armor has become so complex that a staff of technicians is required. You may walk around and inspect the facilities. I believe you'll already find several of your compatriots here.
Thanks, Jeeves. Why is Deadpool? I think Deadpool doesn't know who that is. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
The name's Jack Hammer, but you can call me Weasel. Everyone does. Yeah, and don't worry, I came in through the back. No one saw me.
What do you want?
Wyatt Wingfoot gave me a damaged laptop. Said you heroes wanted to know what data was on it.
Did you find anything out?
Yeah, that laptop holds security information for a building called the Imperium.
What's the Imperium?
I can find out, but you'll have to get me the password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority files. Oh, there's three possibilities. Jacob Fury, Baron Strucker, or Gabriel Jones. Talk to Vision. He'll be able to help.
Alright, so let's go do that quick. Whenever I get a side quest, I'm gonna go side questing. Yeah, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Spider-Woman. I just know she's kind of a cool character.
Welcome, my friend.
What do you know about Nick Fury's brother, Jacob?
I know it's a name Colonel Fury would just as soon forget. Jacob Fury was so jealous of his older brother's success that he turned to a life of crime.
There's a surprise.
Yes, and to make matters worse, the Colonel was forced to kill Jacob. So you can see why Colonel Fury does not care to dwell on that name. I would suggest you talk to the Black Widow about that name.
Okay. Off to the Widow. Let's do that right next to Fury. How about that?
Hello, Deadpool.
Black Widow. I feel we've known each other long enough that I can ask you, are you putting on weight?
God dang it, Deadpool. Oh, alright, back to... Okay, focus. Does Colonel Fury know a Baron Strucker?
I would not say that name too loud. He is a leader of Hydra, and a longtime nemesis of Colonel Fury.
Do you know Gabriel Jones?
You should ask Colonel Fury about Mr. Jones.
Okay.
You are cool.
Well done on the Omega mission.
Do you know someone named Gabriel Jones?
Gabe? Heck yes. He's a great guy. Back in the day, he was one of my Howling Commandos.
Was he a good soldier?
He still is. Gabe's one of my top advisors. He saved me from making serious mistakes more times than I care to remember.
Oh, shoot.
Shields...
Okay.
You're
I like to talk to that weasel. Great, I just heard an announcement that a small thermonuclear device is missing. What kind of freaking place is this? Alright, where's Weasel?
I do hate to impose, but if you see a cufflink somewhere in Stark Tower, could you return it to me? It was lost by Mr. Stark, and it has extreme sentimental value to him.
Who are you?
My name is Edwin Jarvis, and I'm Mr. Anthony Stark's butler, as well as the butler for the Avengers.
How did you become a butler?
You could say it runs in my blood. My mother and father worked for Mr. Stark's parents.
What is Stark Tower?
It is a dream of Mr. Stark's that was 4 years in the making. The top 3 floors are his living quarters. The rest of the building houses his business interests.
Business interests? Doesn't he deal in weapons development for the government?
No, not any longer. Mr. Stark recently had a change of heart concerning that particular field of industry.
What is this section of Stark Tower?
This is primarily where new Iron Man suits are built for Mr. Stark.
I thought Stark designed the suits himself.
Oh, indeed he does. But as his designs have grown more and more complex, he has required assistance in manufacturing them.
Thank you, Jarvis.
It was my pleasure.
Alright, Weasel.
Weasel, old buddy. I haven't seen you in weeks. Where have you been
This is
hiding?
Deadpool's best friend.
In the hospital, you stabbed me in the leg. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. But I had to. You were trying to eat the last cheesy puff.
It was my bag of cheesy puffs.
Well, that's not how I remember it.
Oh gosh. Who does the laptop belong to?
It definitely belongs to the Black Widow. It's got her fingerprints all over it.
Did you get any data from it?
For most techs, it would have been a lost cause, but for me, I managed to drag up a few tidbits of information.
What was on the Black Widow's laptop?
It mostly dealt with a building called the Imperium.
The Imperium? What's that?
I don't know, but that laptop had the layout of the building and all kinds of information about the security.
Can you find out what the Imperium is?
I can, but you need to get me Fury's password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority files. I bet I'll find everything you want to know.
But we can't ask him for the password. Do you have any idea what it would be?
My sources tell me it's one of 3 possibilities. Jacob Fury, Baron Strucker, or Gabriel Jones.
So which one is it?
That's what I need you to find out. Talk to Vision. He'll be able to help.
I know what the password is. Oh. Well, it wouldn't be Strucker, that's an enemy. It wouldn't be Gabriel Jones because he works for him. It'd have to be Jacob Fury.
Thanks. When you get back from Atlantis, I'll have all the information you need.
It makes sense. It's a name he'd like to forget.
Sure. Anytime.
Alright, so let's talk to Black Panther. Actually, let's grab this thing quick. The Iron Man simulation disc, which allowed me to get the ultimate outfit.
I must admit, I find news of a S.H.I.E.L.D. outpost near Atlantis very
Fill them all,
intriguing.
everyone. What's so interesting about the S.H.I.E.L.D. outpost?
Now I know the extent S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to go to gather information on countries with closed borders.
Doesn't your country, Wakanda, have closed borders?
Indeed it does. And now I wonder if perhaps S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have an outpost hidden there.
Why does Wakanda have closed borders?
We have the largest deposit of vibranium in the world. To open our borders would be an invitation to those who would conquer us.
People have invaded Wakanda?
Over the centuries, fools have tried. But the Black Panther is always there to stop them.
Are you concerned about Dr. Doom?
Indeed I am. Victor Von Doom has created a sizable army of supervillains.
What do you think he's up to?
I don't know. But Doom must have a truly grand scheme to risk attacks on the helicarrier and the Omega
Thanks,
base.
Black Panther.
You are
I'd
quite
like to
welcome.
unlock him. I have no idea where all this stuff is. You gotta find these little action figures that are gonna get him unlocked.
Hello, my friend.
Okay, I was looking to see if him. Cap, you got anything to say to Black Panther?
Right. Was there something?
No.
Just what I was thinking.
The Black Widow is up to something, I just know it. Did you see how nervous she was on the helicarrier?
Electra, no one gives a crap about what you think or want to do. Is the Black Widow working for Dr. Doom?
Sure looks like it. She must have been trying to get that laptop to the enemy during the helicarrier battle.
So you think the enemy wants information on the Imperium?
Yes. That laptop shows all security systems for the building. And from the looks of those systems, the Imperium must hold something valuable.
Should we tell Colonel Fury about the Black Widow?
Not yet. She's his second in command. We're going to need some pretty strong evidence to shake Fury's faith in her.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but watch your hand. Ow! Your fingers, they're like, ouch! Why are they bending that way? You really think he'd need more evidence?
Yes. Colonel Fury's trust doesn't come easily, and once given, it's nearly impossible to break.
Could emotions be clouding your judgment towards the Black Widow?
Okay, so Daredevil and I were close several years back. And the Black Widow and Daredevil were close not so long ago.
What's wrong with Black Widow? So maybe you're jealous of her.
No, I'm not. I'm long over Daredevil. If he can find happiness with the Black Widow, I wish them both the best.
Thanks, Dracula. I mean, Electra.
You're welcome.
Spider-Man.
Has Tony Stark got it made or what? He's rich, he's a genius, and to top it all off, he's got the perfect mustache.
You notice that portrait of Spider-Man? That's a Todd McFarlane portrait. You seem a little tense.
Gee, I can't see why. Dr. Doom's in control of an army of supervillains, and the Black Widow is working for him.
It's not that bad.
Are you off your meds? The only thing that would make this worse is if the Earth were destroyed to make way for an intergalactic highway.
Oh my gosh. Really? They quoted the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Do you really think the Black Widow's a traitor?
Of course she is. Hey, I've been at the superhero game long enough to know that the hot chicks always turn evil. Probably because evil pays better.
Why don't you tell Colonel Fury about her?
If one of Nick's little S.H.I.E.L.D. agents is turned to the dark side, then Nicky'll have to figure it out for himself.
It's your responsibility to tell Colonel Fury about the Black Widow.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. You have great power. And with great power, there must also come...
If you finish that sentence, I'm gonna put so much web in your hair, you'll have to shave your head.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Sure.
Any quips?
Have you seen the view from this place? It's fantastic. All I can see is the back of a pizzeria from where I live.
Okay. And there are goodies to be had somewhere around in here. Alright, so we've talked to everyone, we've done things. We must now find the magic cufflink. I think I know where it's at. There is a thing. I thought there was a thing. Like a thing. Alright, let's go find this cufflink and get back to Jarvis. Although that'll be a video. There's lots and lots of talking shenanigans to be done. Wait till we get to another... I think it's the next area we're going to. The next hub area is so goddamn funny. It is borderline criminal. Let's run up here. Oh, there it is. There's the cufflink. Right. Yeah, the Black Widow thing's a big long side quest. If you've read the Ultimates comics before you came into this game, you knew what was going on with Black Widow. Hey, Jeeves.
Ah, splendid. You located the missing cufflink. It was a gift from Miss Virginia Potts when she had been Mr. Stark's secretary. It was...
Oh, get some rep. Sweet. How much more rep do we need? Oh, we need another 80. I like that picture of Ghost Rider. Low rider hog, big giant wheel in the front, it's all on fire, and he's just got a chain dragging on the ground. Freaking cool. Alright, guys.
Alright.
So next time on Let's Play Marvel Ultimate Alliance, we'll continue forward and head to Atlantis with Spider-Woman. Alright, guys. Catch you later. See ya.